Hi, I'm Doug Whitfield, the host of the Music Manumit Lawcast. You can find it at law.musicmanumit.com. And I am starting a Patreon campaign. That's patreon.com. I was just reading it off this screen that I have over here. That's why I turned away from the camera. So, yeah, this is on YouTube. So, those of you that are watching it on Patreon are probably like, why is he telling me where I'm at? But the Lawcast is it's a show about the law, about primarily U.S. law, but international law and specific countries' laws to the extent that it can be. Focuses primarily on copyright, but we'll also talk about other interesting legal things that deal mostly with musicians. But once you're talking about music, multimedia artists, particularly documentary filmmakers, the use and appropriation of clips is very important to those mediums. And Music Monument is all about remixable music. So, their appropriation is very much in our wheelhouse at Music Monument. Now, you might say, well, what is Music Monument as opposed to the Music Monument Lawcast? Well, Music Monument is a show that I do with musician and web designer Tom Ray. He's the lead singer of Lorenzo's Music. You can find them at lorenzosmusic.com. We talk about everything in the music business. We almost always have a guest that we interview, and we talk about why they record, how they record, why they pick the licenses they choose, how they run their business, if they choose to operate their music, their musical endeavors as a business. And we talk about everything. And one thing that we don't get time to talk about a lot is policy. And that's what I like to do on Music Man and Lawcast. So aside from just the Lawcast, it's really education, law, and policy. Those are the three things. And we touch all three of those things on the regular Music Manual, but we really go into depth at a more like academic view of those things on the Lawcast. Just to tell you a little bit about my background, I was a film major in college. I was a biology and film double major, and then after that, I went to my next degree was in information science. So I look at a lot of things, digitally through the internet, but we also talk about live music and things that are happening, off the web. And then after I did that, I went to law school, and I recently graduated from the University of New Hampshire, and that's where I got my GD from. So I'm trying to do this Patreon so that I don't have to go work at a big firm, and so that I'm not spending years trying to work up the academic ladder so that I can actually have time to do the things that I want to do, and that's to help creators like yourself. So help me, help you, basically. And if you ever need, help with an actual legal problem with a case, I can try to help you find somebody to do that. I'm probably not going to be able to help you. It depends on how far in the future that you watch this, whether or not I've passed the bar and am licensed in the state that you're in. But right now, I'm not licensed to practice in any state, so I won't be able to help you with a specific question. But I can probably point you to somebody who can. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up at Whitfield at opensourceplayground.org, or you can find me on Google Plus, or I'm all around the web. I'm not a hard person to find, so if you just Google Doug Whitfield, I'm sure you'll find me. Thanks for contributing.